Hello, everyone. Jeffrey Gilbert, partner and co founder at Juried Art Services, and today we'll be getting your jury up and going. Let's get into it. First, I'm going to log in with my test account. There we go. Greeted with a nice new welcome screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to get into first our events because everything starts from your event manager. And right here we can see our launch event. Go ahead and click on that one. It takes me into the event manager for the event that we've got set up here. As you're familiar with, we've gone through all of these before, and you're familiar with all of these because we're now at the point where we're trying to set up our jury. We're going to click on applications because the applications will show us all the applications that we've collected in our event. Now, I know your events are going to be more successful than mine is, but we've just got a test event here, so let's go through it. First, let's look at the juried status. So in the columns we have here not juried, not yet in jury, and unpaid. You're going to see mostly that. And that indicates that not yet in jury is it's paid, but it's not yet in the jury because we haven't started our jury. We haven't populated it yet with applications. And then the next one is unpaid. Those are the ones that you're going to want to either, if you're towards the end of your application window, maybe you're reaching out to those folks and letting them know, hey, the deadline's approaching. Let's get those applications submitted correctly and paid and everything. And over here, you'll see that there's contact information. Of course, it's my contact information. But you're going to see the contact information right there where you can reach out to those folks. You can export it to CSV so you can go and email them if you need to. But that's effectively how you do that. Now, let's say that we actually do want to get these folks in, or at least one of these folks. Oh, this is such a nice piece of art. Great. So we'll go into this one and hit view. And this person, maybe you've collected this via check or something along those lines, and you just wanted to get this one in, make sure it gets juried anyway. We'll go ahead and mark that as paid, and maybe make it paid as check, just so we have a little note here for ourselves. We can just hit save settings. There we go. Application settings have been saved, and now when we go back to our list, we will see that that one is also marked as not juried. It has been marked as paid. And now, even though there's no total there, indicating that, of course, they have not paid, it's just been marked by admin, or at least it's not paid through our system, that they are available to move forward into jurying. Now, the second step is you have to be paid and confirmed. So we'll go ahead and confirm the ones that we want to have in. It's as simple as clicking, checking these yes. You can see it updates live. Or what we can do is we can go over here and we can say mark those as to confirmed for a broad selection. Say we wanted to select everyone or just a few. We can just select a few here. Hit confirm. There we go. Now we can see that these have been confirmed and they're ready to be juried. So now let's get into our jury manager. Now, first steps on jury manager are we need to prep the jury. You can see voting has not begun. Go ahead and we'll prep the jury manager. Prep the jury. It now creates and populates a jury with those applications that are both paid and confirmed. You can see right here we have apps in eJury 3. We can also see artists in eJury. It's just me, so it's got that as 1. And of course that is correct. And I've taken the liberty of setting up a test juror account for us right here. But what you'll want to do is go ahead and add a juror, and you can just add a juror. And the idea is maybe take something like the person's name. We'll go with J Test, and then 2184 is the number of the event. And for now, I'll just make that password the same. Email login is not required, but we do need a unique name, and that unique name will not carry over to any further events. All these juror accounts are effectively bound to one event that they are jurying, and then they're disposable after that. So they just get thrown away. You can't reuse them or anything like that. They just happen one time. So we'll go Jeffrey test, and we'll mark that one as active. There's also a different kind of account called an observer account. This is a non-voting account. It cannot score anything. The scores will not be tallied with anything, even if it could. But we're going to go ahead and mark it active. The observer would just be like, you want to have someone who can watch along but not actually contribute to the jurying process. This would be somebody you'd want to give slideshow access or something along those lines to, where they can go through and look at the artworks and how they're presented, but not actually introduce any sort of scores. And hit save, create my second juror. Now you can see I've got a Jeffrey Gilbert and a Jeffrey Test account, both with credentials right here. These credentials will get emailed out to your jurors by you to just let them know that, hey, this is your account and this is what we want you to do to log into jury. So for now, as a test, we'll go to the eJury, and that was JTest 2184. Same password. And there we go. We can see we have logged into the eJury. We can actually begin voting. And then when it pops up this message, you could just say, do you want to shuffle the results or not? This is if you want to randomize the order of applications. Most people do not. We can say begin eJury, and there you go. Scoring system is very simple, 1 through 7, frowny face indicating not so good, smiley face indicating I like it. So 4 is in the dead center. That's why we have this divided into 3 grades of no, 3 grades of yes, 4 is okay. And then right there you can see that's just kind of how you jump through this. So we'll just make this a 7, confirm the vote, 7, confirm the vote, 4, confirm the vote. There you go. Just like that, we've scored all the works. Pretty easy stuff. And we're done. So now we'll go back to the admin and our jury manager, and we'll see our launch test here. We've got our 2 jurors, we've got our apps and artists, our apps in eJury, and if I wanted to see what the progress is, I scroll down here. I can see that this is 50% complete, which makes sense because we have 2 jurors and only one of those jurors has scored. But for our purposes, maybe one of the jurors didn't show up, and that's okay. Things happen, and we need to move forward. So we'll just continue. However, let's say that was just a test run, and we don't want to continue with any of the scores. You hit reset right here, or if you made any mistakes that you need to have more applications included in the jury or anything like that, you can go ahead and click reset. It will erase all of the votes and clear out all of the applications and allow you to prep the jury once again. Doing this, though, is a non-recoverable action. We will not be able to recover any votes that you had placed. This is the only destructive thing that we have on the site, where once you push this button and confirm it, that's that. We're resetting it, we're removing those votes, and we're resetting the jury, and that's that. Everything else, pretty much, you delete an account, you delete an application, you delete an image. Almost everything else that I can think of is something where it's just a flag in our system and we can recover from it. But this is not one of those things, so be careful with this one. Your other option here is, let's say we had multiple rounds. We'll go with 2 rounds. You can see now I can advance to round 2. And most events that we have do not have multiple rounds, but let's say we had 1 round for qualifying, and then we sort of separated out, and now we wanted to have the second one for some advanced purpose or something along those lines, continuing to refine and refine and refine. Some events have like 3,000 applications, and if that's the case, then you might want multiple rounds to kind of go through and whittle it down. We support that, and then you could advance to round 2. For our purposes for this demo, though, we'll just do 1 round, no need to score multiple, and we can go ahead and hit complete. Now what you'll also notice is that you have juror stats. Click here, look at my juror stats. We can see the percentage of votes that came through and what the scores were, the highest vote, the average vote, and the number of votes. You get a good stats panel right here. You can also see that because I didn't actually graduate anyone to any further rounds or anything like that, everyone is effectively showing in declined right here. And so what we'll want to do is we'll want to move these things around. Nothing is effectively permanent in here, even though the eJury is complete, the scoring is complete. We can see our scores here. What we'll do is we'll separate the scores and we'll say we want to have everyone who scored between a 6 and a 7 show up and move on to the next round to invited, and everyone who's not, they won't. So we can select everyone at that point, hit invite. It'll move those to invited instantly. There we go. Everyone loves instant gratification for things that they work hard on. And then we can go back to declined, and we can see that declined, we have that 1 left in declined, we have 2 in invited, and it's just that easy. Let's say if we wanted one of these, we don't have room for something. We want to support waitlisting. It's just as easy as at any point in time clicking on make this waitlistable. Now we can see we have another option over here for waitlist. Go into waitlist, and let's take this guy and say, you know, is good, but not as good as some of the others. So we'll just go ahead and hit waitlist. Send that guy to the waitlist. Now we have 1 in invited, 1 in declined, 1 in waitlisted, and you can very easily go through here and let's say I want to download a check-in form or print a check-in form. You just select the ones that you want to actually select. Print out this check-in form. It will have all the works there, along with all the details of the works, an arrival signature, to partner signature with date, your professional logo. Our logo is very tiny by comparison. It's also got the application number, the contact information of the person, their address that they have entered with their artist portfolio, and some instructions right here, which will not print out on the screen when you hit print. But it does give you the best possible outcome for using your home printer or your office printer to print this out without having all the extra stuff around the edges of the print. You can also, at this point in time, go through, select whichever ones that you'd like to have image downloads for, and click on our image exporter tool. This will take you through a process where you can either export the originals or do a customized export. You can define how you'd like these to be displayed. It's got a lot of options, including things as exotic as, let's do a square crop and a circle, and now we can make little circle icons out of the images. Most people don't need these features, but they're there for you if you need them, and you can, of course, change the image sizes to common image sizes that fit paper, but also have the digital pixel sizes as well, just so you kind of get an idea of what's there. Okay, so we are now at notifications. We need to make some notifications for our application and let everyone know what the state of their results are. So at this point you want to say, okay, well, you've been invited to the jury to our event, and you'd want to be much more verbose than this for yours, but we'll go ahead and hit save on that one. And same thing, you're invited. Sorry, you were not accepted this year. Please try again. Save. And then you see we've also got a generic waitlist one. And there you go. we've customized and set up our waitlist and our decline template right there. You can see those are all saved. So these are the messages that someone will see. You can also include our custom tags here for applicant that gives the artist name, so it makes it look custom to them, image details, and on this unfortunately named festival name tag, which really is just the event name. So at this point, you can also do something like we can accept booth payments at this point. So it's our acceptance form designer, mostly because not every event has a booth, but every event most likely has a form of acceptance. And then to be accepted also usually generally contains some sort of fee, carries some sort of fee along with it. Now this is our version 1 of this. It's a very simple stripped down version, but it does allow you to very easily use your linked PayPal account to take checkouts, and to build the form options here is super easy, super simple. We'll go through and we'll just add one field here. As you can see, we've got some sort of, this is our live sample over here. It's a booth. Got a couple of options there for the booth along with power. Let's see a couple of options there for power. And if we wanted to add another one, and we could call this one tables, and we don't have to include a description, but we can include a description there, and we could say $20 for folding tables, or you can add another option to say $0, no tables. And just like that, it's saving as you go. And we can see right there, we've now got an option for tables. Large or small tables available. And there we go. So now they've got options that they can choose from in the sample checkout. This will appear on the notification letter, which we'll see. And it's as easy as just hitting remove if we don't want one of these options. So we'll say remove those tables. Didn't want that option anyway. Boom, it's gone. No worries. Or if you wanted to add an option here and then you realize that was a mistake, just delete, remove that option. There you go. Super easy. Once you're done with that, you'll start collecting booth fees as soon as your notification date is passed and all the notifications go out. We'll hit accept and paid. And accepted and paid, we'll see who has actually paid. I've already gone through this a couple of times during testing just to make sure it works. And you'll be able to see right here, Jeffrey Gilbert has paid. He paid the $1 minimum with $0 power. That's all I wanted to do for paying for testing. And that is my acceptance fee. My acceptance fee right here summed out as $1. And we can export that list as well. And there you go. We can also see what I paid for the application fee, which was also $1. There you go. All set. So all the transactions all in one place. You can also see your app fees in waitlisted or in your invited results. That way you know what these were supposed to be when you export those out and want to look at them later. So that in a nutshell is how the eJury works. Now let's say that we want to actually view what the user would see as a notification, app notification. We'll go to our invited and we'll just look, and you can see that there's their receipt. And which one of these was it? That actually should say, oh, it says post in about a month. So, okay, that makes sense. And I had to do that for the demo, but yeah, you see me live go through it. So troubleshooting it. Oh, why isn't that there? This is why it's not there. The result notification date is on the 5th of April, not the 5th of March. Let's just change that. Da-da-da-da-da. Time machine. Okay, hit save. Now we'll go back to our jury and we'll look at invited and we'll go back to that event and aha, there we go, view results. So when they see their results, through the artist site, they will see effectively this page. And you can see right there, there's our template. It says you have been invited. We have received your payment. Thank you. You're all set. And that's their notification that everything is done. However, if they had not paid, and let's go over to the applications that are waitlisted, and let's say we've just, something just moved, something just opened up, and we were able to accept a couple more. Let's go to invited. Pardon my dog barking in the background. Now we can see we've got accepted and paid. There's only one. However, we've got these extra ones. Let's go here, view results, and right there, you can see accept invite. If I click on that accept invite, of course, this is meant for the artist, so you will not pay for them, but you can see that would effectively show up in that case that they were able to accept the invite and go through that checkout workflow. Close that out. And that is effectively it for being able to look at the applications and do all your jurying. I guess the last thing that we're really looking at is you also have the silent jury option. Now, silent jury option is when you're jurying, you do not see the name of the person that is submitting the artwork, so you can make that anonymous. That's easily swappable here, as well as we can now click on the summary CSV, and when you click on the summary CSV, it will download a file for you, and that file will be a CSV format file, which, one second, includes many of the details that you're expecting to see, most likely all of the details that you're expecting to see. Date paid, how they were paid. This one was paid via check. Were coupons used, app paid or not? Who did it? Whether or not they have business names and whatnot, the categories, the amount paid, address, and artworks, total scores, scored by each one of the jurors, and accompanying details for all of those things. Were they a first-time artist applying? Unknown, yes, no, and so on and so forth. So you get a lot of details out of this, and then you can usually use those for reconciling your account and doing all that. So that, in a nutshell, is how you do the eJury. And remember that scary reset button? Let's hit OK on that. It'll actually tell you, are you sure you want to do this? It cannot be undone. So you actually have 2 stages of yes, no on that. And then once you do it, clears it out, start all over, do the whole process again if you want to. That's it. If you have any questions, please reach out. My name again is Jeffrey Gilbert, partner, co-founder here at Juried Art Services. Happy to take your call, happy to help. If you weren't sure about that, you can always click on the little help button down here. There's a picture of me. That's my phone number right there. I'll be waiting to get in touch with you. So give me a call, let me know what's going on, and we'll get you through it. Thanks, bye.